We all remember Handsome Jack as one of the greatest villains in video game history. Funny, charismatic, memorable, but that's not why he works. Handsome Jack isn't just a good villain, he's a psychological case study in how ordinary people convince themselves that they're the hero while becoming the monster. And the scariest part is, if Borderlands 2 was told from his perspective, we might actually agree with the guy.
I can't just have some psychopathic murderers getting to the vault before I do. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's cute that y'all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not. Welcome to Pandora, kiddos.
When people usually talk about Handsome Jack in a character analysis, they talk about three things in general. His humor, his voice acting, his constant presence within the story, but those are surface level reasons. What players actually connect to about Jack is that he feels real. Most villains in video games are forces of evil, and Jack does something else entirely. While he does do evil shit, he's a man who's genuinely thinking he's saving the world. And Borderlands 2 makes that clear immediately.
It's cute that y'all think you're the heroes of this little adventure, but you're not. Welcome to Pandora, kiddos.
From the start of the game, from the start that we ever know Jack, he doesn't introduce himself as a conqueror or an overlord, he mentions himself as a hero. He believes it. Jack's worldview is simple. Pandora is a lawless wasteland, bandits are monsters, chaos needs order, and he's the only one strong enough to bring it. And that mindset doesn't sound insane, it sounds like somebody who's trying to fix a broken world.
But before I cleanse this planet for good, I'm gonna avenge my daughter.
That's the genius of his character. He doesn't see himself as evil, he sees himself as necessary. But that's not exactly new. It isn't a new form of storytelling, and it isn't a new form of even real life. Because history shows us something very important here, and it's that the most destructive people in the world rarely think they're villains. They think that they're right in most times. So I guess the question is, if Jack thinks himself as a hero, how does he become one of the cruelest, most brutal, destructive villains in video game history, like I said at the beginning of the video? And that answer is psychological. Jack has three terrible downfalls that twist his entire perspective, and it makes his good intentions turn into tyranny over time. Rule number one is moral superiority. Jack doesn't just think he's right, he thinks everyone else is beneath him. He constantly calls Pandora's inhabitants bandits and animals and psychos.
Oh, this is so frustrating. You see, this is what I don't get about you bad guys. You know the hero's gonna win, but you just don't die quickly. Man, example, this one guy in New Haven, right? City's burning, people are dying left and right, yada, yada, yada. This jackhole rushes me with a spoon. A freaking spoon, and I'm dying laughing, right? So I scoop out his stupid little eyeballs with it, and his kids are all, wah! And I can't even, he can't see where he's going, he's bumping into stuff, and anyway, I don't know, maybe you had to be there. The moral is, you're a total bitch.
Once somebody stops seeing humanity as humanity and sees them as the dirt beneath their feet, they become cruel. And that cruelty becomes easy to come by. Because in his mind, he isn't just hurting people, he's exterminating a problem. This is classic dehumanization psychology, the mental trick that allows good people to justify terrible acts. Downfall number two is his savior complex. No matter all the evil shit that Jack does, he believes he's the only one capable of fixing Pandora. When someone believes that any opposition becomes evil by default, the Vault Hunters aren't heroes to him, they're obstacles to progress. And when progress becomes more important than people, then ethics disappear, morals disappear, what's right and wrong disappears. That's when Jack makes the shift from hero with a plan to dictator with a mission.
Oh, first, you're gonna find me a doctor. Then we're gonna wipe those bandit bastards off the face of Pandora. And then we're gonna wake the warrior.
The what?
It's gonna be so good. We're gonna scorch the freaking planet in fire. There's gonna be screaming, bandits are gonna die left and right. I can't wait.
And that brings downfall number 3, and that is trauma turned into control. The story of Handsome Jack is he wasn't always like this. Before Borderlands 2, he was betrayed, humiliated, scarred, literally and emotionally. Instead of processing that trauma in a healthy, natural way, he turns it into control. Hyperion, weapons, authority, because control is how insecure people protect themselves, and every time the Vault Hunters outsmart him, he spirals further. His humor turns bitter, his decisions turn crueler, and his need to win becomes an obsession. By the end of Jack's entire downfall, he isn't just fighting to liberate Pandora as he believes he's doing, he's fighting to prove that he was right all along, and that's when the hero story dies officially.
Oh, no, I can't die like this. Not when I'm so close. And not at the hands of a filthy bandit! I could have saved this planet. See, I could have actually restored order, and I wasn't supposed to die by the hands of a child-killing psychopath, nor a savage. You're a maniac. You are a bandit, and I am the goddamn hero!
But here's the lesson in why Handsome Jack works as a character today and why he's one of the most iconic villains in gaming history. Handsome Jack isn't remembered because he's funny, he's remembered because he represents a truth most stories avoid. Evil doesn't start evil. In most cases, evil isn't born that way or is that way from the start. It starts with good intentions and personal pain, and it starts with a belief that the ends justify the means. Jack's tragedy is that he might have been a hero in another life, but his fear of losing control, his need to be right, and his belief that others were lesser turned him into the very monster he thought he was fighting. That's kind of why his final moments hit so hard in a way if you take a step back and try to sympathize with the dictator, evil bastard that you've been trying to kill all this time. He doesn't die as a villain, he dies still believing he was the hero, and that's what makes him terrifying. Because that line oftentimes between what makes a hero and a villain, it's always empathy. And the moment that Jack lost empathy for good is the moment that he lost himself. And that's where I leave you here today, is that Handsome Jack isn't the best villain in gaming history because of how evil his actions were. He's the best because we understand how he got there. He's well written, he's well fleshed out, he's understood on a personal, emotional level. And that is how you can always make, in storytelling purposes, and even in real life, whenever you understand them to the deepest core, that's how you make the scariest monsters work.
Everyone thinks they're the hero of their own story. I should have seen this coming. Ever since I came to this nacho-flavored shithole of the planet, I've been betrayed by everybody I gave a rat's ass about. My boss, my girlfriend, hell, my goddamn daughter. No, maybe I deserved it. The road to hell is paved with good intentions.
And you don't see a pattern forming here?
Ambition blinds you. Yeah, I see that now. Take a good look around here, Reese. This is what success looks like. You'll see. After a while, you start to measure it by the size of the pile of destruction around you. You gotta break it down to build it back up. This was your first step in that. It's the only way. You'll see. And there's so much to break down before you can build again.
Let me know what you think about the Borderlands games, and let me know what you think about Handsome Jack as a character. Is he still up in the upper echelon of characters for you, not in just video games, but across the board? Because at the time, he was definitely up there, and to me, he is. Just think if Jack was in the Borderlands movie and was done right, it's actually bizarre that he wasn't in the movie in the first place. He could be having a serious conversation because he is such a great character about being one of the best villain characters in media altogether. But I guess that's a story for another time whenever they decide to take another crack at it, if they ever do. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. It really helps a lot. You have no idea. If you want to see more videos from us in the future, click subscribe, click the notification bell to see what we do when we drop. You'll never miss a video. That's the best thing that could possibly happen to anybody, I would imagine. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace, love, adios, and bye-bye.